Hey everybody, it's Marc here. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. I'm not here to do a fully coolly progressive review. I will finish that series eventually, but right now I'm just here to talk about how super how super into anime I am lately. I have recently started watching 4 new series from the summer season of 2018, and I'm really enjoying it. To be perfectly honest, I never stopped loving anime. It's genuinely one of the best things I ever watch. You know, it's great stories, great storytelling, and it's my favorite thing in the world. I love it more than video games, cartoons, and comic books all put together. It's just, it was the biggest thing for me as a kid, and even now. It's something that really, I really love, and allows me to connect with a lot of people and friends too. Beyond that, though, I decided since, I'm not going to have full reviews of these series yet, since we're only about halfway through, I just talk about the series that I'm watching right now. Just give a brief synopsis and, just talk about what I'm watching. So, number 1 is How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Now, this is a pretty basic isekai show with a pretty basic premise, with slight differences. Basically, these two girls, Rem and Shara, essentially summon a gamer into their world in his gaming persona, which is very different. Named Diablo, and he's essentially a demon lord. And it gets kind of weird from there. A lot of hijinks happen, and they end up, because they summoned him with a familiar way, that he's supposed to get a slave collar, but since he has these certain items that allow him to, negate certain magical effects, it ends up going haywire and does the exact opposites to these two girls. And so now they're trying to figure out how to solve this problem alongside solving the certain problems of certain characters. Again, I'll get deeper into each series when I do full reviews of them. Next up is Planet With, which I've just actually seen the most recent episode, episode 8, and I am absolutely loving it. I'm going to tell you this short thing right now. I am not particularly into robot anime. The robot anime I've loved the most in my life have never really been part of the giant robot genre. I've always been a bigger fan of, like, Metabots rather than Gundam, and it's always been that kind of way. But this series I like because I don't know how to put it. It's very different. It's kind of less of going into a giant robot to battle and more like creating your own armor. Very much like Power Rangers, which my friend who suggested it to me had originally stated. Since I'm a very big fan of Power Rangers, that I would like this show, and he wasn't wrong. I genuinely really enjoy it. It's well worth the watch. We essentially follow a main character. I think I keep pronouncing his name wrong. I believe it's Kuroi, and essentially his revenge trip to try and avenge his home planet, and avenge his home planet and get the revenge that he is really wanted. We also get a few interesting characters, but again, I'll get deeper into that later on. It's a good series. Again, one thing I've always had a problem with in regards to robot anime was the fact that it's just people fighting in giant robots. And that could be awesome for some people. If you love robot anime, absolutely, amazing for you. But I like seeing people fight. I like seeing punches clash. I like seeing, fists to faces. I like seeing physical fighting. That's why I'm a big fan of, like, certain Shonen Jump anime. I love Dragon Ball Z, Hunter x Hunter. I like seeing bones crash. I like seeing, like, energy attacks and all of that crazy stuff. And that's why I'm not the biggest fan of robot anime. Hell, I mean, you could really ask me my favorite robot anime, and that'd be Gurren Lagann, G Gundam, and probably Eureka 7. And, like, that's really all that I can think of that I really enjoyed in regards to robot anime. Overall, though, this show is a very different concept. And again, it's not so much robots as it is creating your own psychic armor that turns unique in its own way. And it's a really good series. Next up is an anime based on a manga that's already been out. I believe the manga's already been finished. I'm not quite sure how many volumes it is, but the series is Muhyo and Roji Bureau of, like, the Occult or something. It has a certain name to it. But essentially, it was a manga series that I never had a chance to read. I mean, they're still out there physically, and I will pick them up eventually, but I decided because I wanted to know more about the series, I just started watching the anime. We're four episodes in so far, and I'm actually really liking it. Again, I haven't read any of the manga, so I'm not sure whether stuff is canon or not canon. I mean, some stuff I'm pretty sure is canon, but it's, you know, thing. Also, interesting fact that this is one of the only anime adaptations I've ever seen that's only been like 12 episodes right out the gate. It's just 12 episodes. That is all we're seeing for this season. And if it's really popular, it'll probably end up getting picked up. But the fact of the matter is that A, the manga's already over, so they could probably do the whole series in anime format, and also, you know, just have an easier time. But yeah, the artwork is very amazing, and the characters are actually really fun to watch. It's a really enjoyable show overall. But if you've read the manga, then you know it's really nothing new to say. Really, it's really more for people that are fans of like kind of like ghost hunting, exorcist-esque types of shows, and you know it's stuff like that. It's really good though, honestly. So check it out. The final one is High Score Girl, which, okay, I've been looking at the comments lately on, like, because a lot of anime sites that I watch on, and a lot of people seem to have a particular problem with the fact that it constantly advertises video games. But even, because I have read a few chapters of the manga, the point is that I'm assuming they got all the licensing from Capcom and whatever they show off within the anime as well as the manga. So it's not one big advertisement. It's just video games that exist in real life happen to be in the game, or in the manga, and anime in general. And it's essentially about a main character who I cannot remember the name of right now. I apologize. Meeting his rival when he's a kid, and she becoming just becoming an even better gamer. It's kind of different, really. It's not like a lot of series, like, because many series, like let's say if you're writing a shonen anime about video games, it'd be more like beating a rival and becoming the best there is in whatever nation you live in. Like, that's essentially what the point would be. This one is more chance meeting with a girl that is in the same class as you, that also plays video games, and you're trying to beat, and yet gradually also becoming best friends. And it's a really good series, like, for now. Like, if you want to hate on the fact that there's a lot of advertisements for video games, you can go right ahead. I don't care. It's a genuinely entertaining series, and I like a lot of the characters, despite the fact that I cannot remember names. But yeah, that's a good shit. Anyways, that's really all I've been watching so far. I'll have, like, the full names of the series in the description below. But, yeah, that's really what I've been watching so far. So, that's it for now. See y'all later.